I stay with the heat even though I'm a sad boy. You better watch the way you breathe around me for that breath be your last boy.
I've been drinking red reds, boy. I been chopping out these birds, McCoy. No, I made my rich in million 9 months. Overseas, honey skin.
Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. I'm back with another video. Yes, I know I've been gone for quite a while. It's clear that it's been a month and I'm gonna apologize for that, but also say that I'm very happy you guys still stuck with the channel and just supported and didn't go anywhere. And I'm really glad to just be back. I'm tired of having to go on underways, going out to sea. Going out to sea is not as fun as I make it sound, clearly. But these moments are worth it. And if you continue to like this series, tell me so. What else you want me to add in there, I'll try. And for the next series coming up, I'll just figure that out later. But you will be getting them, including the Gilgamesh series, which I'll be bringing back since Egghead is about to end. And I feel like that's more than enough for me to just hop back on the bandwagon and finish the story in the way that I would have. Now, without any further ado, let's begin. Seriously, Shiguro, the fuck? Stop treating your life like it's nothing. Not Nue, Max Elephant, but Mahoraga for... I need to end this, so no more of my friends die, so no one else dies. We continue on him as he runs down a hall, but this scene is interrupted as we cut to the blood siblings who run through the destroyed streets heading for Yuji, as a few things have happened while Yuji was fighting Sukuna. Because Yuji created a clone body and put Sukuna's soul in there to prevent him from being far more powerful than he would have been, each hit done to one another reverberated and gave out a signal of death. Each powerful slash that hit and shredded through his body, this approaching death was felt by Eso and Keiichizu as well, because they have now formed a connection to his soul since they were in his archive for so long. I can't believe it, says Keiichizu. That means it was him. He tricked us. Eso shouts, her father was here the entire time, and he wanted us to slaughter each other for his own games. They felt angered, and together they wanted to lend a hand to their youngest sibling. Coincidentally, Yuji remembers his estranged family as well, and the weight of all that he is carrying behind him feels like a mountain. He declared no more. But that's when he reaches the lowest level of the station he's currently in. The next thing he sees is something which will be seared in his soul forever. Nanami. Not far ahead, but still out of reach, was Nanami, facing Yuji, with Mahito standing behind him. Hey. Get away from him! Get away right now! Itadori, it's okay. Tears begin to stream down his face as his lip quivers, and he thinks to himself, it's not fair, this isn't fair. Nanami's always looking out for everyone else, always there, and this is supposed to be his... He stops these thoughts when he sees Nanami's look of anguish. One which showed that he knew not how to say goodbye to his student. He feared cursing him clearly. I can't do it, Haibara. I just... Nanami, you were great. You hear me? And you have nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to worry about. I got it from here. To hear such words left the man speechless as his eyes widened before his face melted into a smile. Slowly, his upper body bulges and reddens before exploding to nothing but blood and flesh on the walls. Hey, be glad I let you two have a talk, you know? Aren't I charitable? Taking advantage of this moment of weakness, he rushes and strikes at Yuji's stomach with the biggest shit-eating grin when he feels a pushback, and he looks down while he's in mid-air to see his hand was completely gone. In an instant, Yuji appears to Nanami's body as he kneels down and touches it, healing it in an instant and also storing it. Though his soul is gone and he is indeed dead, he wants to have a proper funeral for him later. Mahito lands, meanwhile, and quickly turns, expecting a sneak attack, but Yuji confidently had his back to him still, and yet, for some reason, he was afraid to attack. He could only smile to hide his fear, in hopes that he as a true curse could easily overcome this. And it starts now. Snapping his hands together, clapping his hands together as he heals his hand, he fires a massive flash towards Yuji, but as it strikes into him, it splits down the middle as the rest of it travels down the room, crashing into a little shop. What the hell are you doing that? Yuji finally turns around, his eyes full of silent rage. You taught me a good lesson, Mahito. He blitzes him and strikes a hole through his stomach before riddling him with many more. Every piece of the curse is stored and turned to nothing as it enters Yuji's archive, as that is its natural way of dying instead of decaying like us humans. After all, it is a conceptual creature literally created from our thoughts. So, yeah. Yuji has gained enough might to fight and defeat Mahoraga and a 15-finger Sukuna all by himself. So this is child's play. Right before he finished him off, though, Yuji touched and healed the curse himself and then pulled back, striking a black flash kick that blows away his 2 legs. Oh, you bastard! Oh. As he falls, he's grabbed by the face and dangles in front of him. And he's told to shut up as Yuji caves his face in with what he considers a light tap, all things considering. But Mahito doesn't just feel this in his body, but his very soul, as every hit Yuji has been landing since the end of the Yasuhashi Bridge incident targets the soul and differentiates between the soul and the body. This puts you out of whack, making it hard to access your curse technique, and it makes its output weaker. Mahito realizes his plan to crush Yuji's spirit simply angered him, and he became terrified, wondering why he came back to fight this bastard. Why did he do any of this? I'm gonna die. As his sense of self crumbles, he throws up all the transfigured humans he has stored, changing them all into a horde of isomers, causing Yuji to jump back as Mahito begins to try and get away, but he does so like a wounded animal as he's not even able to heal his leg due to a natural binding valve, as creating that many isomers takes a lot of energy. He didn't even realize it, and he just ends up crawling and crawling. No, I'm not gonna die. Not here. I don't wanna. Just then he's snatched by the hair and lifted as Yuji turns him so they can be face to face, but Mahito gasps when he sees all the isomers bashed to nothing. Their blood splatter it's everywhere. It's pretty horrid, actually. He didn't even hesitate once. You killed Nanami. You petty little shit. What, because your pride was hurt? Did you think you'd have a different advantage this time? I didn't even freeze you once, because I never needed to. As he throws him into the air, and Mahito begins to fall, much like a human, his life flashes before his eyes. Kokusen! He's turned to nothing in an instant as Yuji destroys him and stands there, wearing a somber look as he began to break down internally. But he thinks to himself, no, if I stop now, we really lost Gojo-sensei. All of this, his sacrifice would have been for nothing. I need to keep moving. He turns and begins to walk, and then run once again like a machine on autopilot. The only thought in his mind was to now catch Kenjaku. He ends up exiting the station the opposite way and runs, tracking the nearest source of cursed energy. And up ahead, Kugisaki runs out of an alleyway, seeing Yuji, whose face brightens. Kugisaki, where the hell have you been? What happened? Yuji stops, catching his breath. Nanami-sensei, I'm sorry. I get it. You don't have to say anything more. We can't worry about that, right, brother? As they're cut off and they both look up, they see Toto scaling down a building. I don't know why I'm slurring so much. And he lands beside them to leave me out of the reunion. Along with them arrives Fushiguro the very same way. And with all of them here, they decide to use his dogs and Yuji's sense to find the perpetrator. When an explosion then alerts them to the scene they must head to. So as we follow them, we cut to Kusakabe. You guys okay? He asks. Behind them are the students of Kyoto and Utahime herself. What were you thinking? She asks. Momo answers, we couldn't just stay back. Yes, that's exactly what you could have done. Impressive, remarks Kenjaku. You. All of Kyoto looks back, seeing the cavalry had arrived, as Yuji grabbed a stone from this barren land formed by he and Sukuna's battle, and though it's not to the level of the Malevolent Shrine's damage along with the Fuga attack, he chucks it past all of them as total collapse, with Kenjaku being hammered across the face by a punch. His body hits the floor and bounces, tumbling until managing to stop itself, but when he looks up, he sees black lightning. Seriously? Kokusen! With a powerful blow, powerful enough to not only rattle their brain but their very soul, Kenjaku's stitches snap, unveiling his cursed brain. Just then, Itadori jumps back, avoiding a trail of ice that Uraume rides out on. With the wave of their hand, the monk fires massive needles, but as they near Itadori, they disappear in a flash when they're then clobbered into their own ice by a Yuji clone from above. That's really Itadori? Asks Panda. Kusakabe says, your guess is as good as mine. Joining him is just gonna ruin everything. We're gonna get in the way. Even against two of them, asks Kugisaki, we have to help. There's something special grades all have in common, kid. They're at their best when they're fighting alone. If he can handle Sukuna, then he can handle them. This news shocks them, but the fact that he released Sukuna at all and won was insane, and Fushiguro asked what happened to Mahoraga. I killed it. Also, never do that again. Sorry. It's cool. But you, why did you do any of this? Why? Kenjaku would then feel his rose and realize that the prison realm was taken by him, right as Uraume stands before him, having healed her injury. You say it doesn't matter if they all die, right? As he begins to stitch his head, Kenjaku says yes, and with an angered grunt, Uraume strikes the floor and fires a massive blast of ice their way that then rises into the air and shatters down a massive rainfall of spears. They have no time to react and feel their death nearing. Well, at least everyone else does, but someone else joins in on Yuji's attack. Star Rage. Kokusen! Two tremendous forces strike and blow away the attack as the shockwave sends everyone to the floor. And as he looks to his right, Itadori sees a tall girl with a fat ass. Honestly, Itadori might have been fucking just saying the future, because it feels like low-key this man was thinking this shit was finna happen. Anyway, Yuki asks, how's it been, Toto? Master, never thought I'd see you here. Yuki Tsukumo, says Kenjaku. Geto. And Sukuna's vessel, Yuji Itadori. Right, sorry. Yuji ignores the answer he wanted from Kenjaku, as right now it didn't even matter why he did it. Because of him, Nanami is dead, so he must pay. However, right before his feet appears a catfish curse, opening its mouth wide as Kenjaku smirks and Uraume blows a frost calm his way with a wave of their hand. This attack is thrown aside, however, as Yuji is revealed holding his fists together. Maximum reversal technique. Shit, move, shouts Kenjaku. It was a thing of instinct. Whether or not Itadori was young didn't matter. He had become far more dangerous than anyone thought he would become. And most importantly, no one understands his technique. Not even Gojo finds it that easy to understand, as it's hard to keep up with all its different parts and the different ways he can use it. Kenjaku decides to leave the scene now, as he unleashes a massive influx of no less than 10 million curses right there and then, as he and the monk use this chance to fly off with the Stingray curse. When from the skies, they see part of the approaching horde be torn to nothing as a massive black box appears, taking place of where the curses once stood and ripping them apart. Everyone gets on guard, however, as these curses aren't only attacking them, but there are still a significant amount of them trying to do so. Yuji pulls back, crossing his fingers as the boxes follow the motion, reappearing behind him. Everyone run! Okay, refill. There goes my last bit for the day. As the boxes disappear and he punches forward, he tears into hundreds of massive curses easily as Yuki runs forward to back him up while everyone else runs away. Together, they kept them safe and allowed for things to finally come to an end. However, the massacre brought on new issues when it all ended. For the disappearance of Gojo, though he was already rescued, Yuji's execution order was left open-ended since he himself was special grade even without borrowing the power of Sukuna. Yaga was said to be executed as well for apparently helping in this plot to bring chaos, but again, Yuji is present, and as he feels terrible but not too bad, he won't lead Jujutsu Tech in this timeline, so they can't even touch the principal even if they wanted to. But it doesn't stop Yuji from doing his due diligence. Days afterwards, we continue with Yuji walking down an empty highway as the sun slowly rises. He raises his hands into the sky and claps, alerting from the seas, curses. As they spring to the skies, he turns and they barrel towards him as he swings, meeting the bare teeth of one of them, and the mere pressure tears through the curse in its entirety and blows away the other curses, which he would then quickly chase after using what he has now adequately named gliders, the footholds that his folders create. After he kills them, he goes to an underpass, walks under it, and there he meets Choso. You don't have to wait for me, I choose to, little brother. Of all of us, Itadori is definitely the most frightening. Last time I met him, he felt different. Now he's a demon god. Walking out of the underpass, the two just talk it up when Yuji feels something and turns. Choso does as well and finds atop the bridge Naoya Zenin. So, just you out here, huh? Where's Fushiguro Megumi? Yuji begins to walk in his direction, hands in his pockets, and he asks why he wants to know. Naoya scowls as he appears right before him, their faces inches away from one another, and yet Yuji doesn't even blink. Where is he? Your breath stinks, back off. Realizing he had to resort to violence, Naoya strikes at his ribs with a chop, but with his hand still in his pockets, Yuji just raises his elbow and blocks this before striking a backhand fist and then just kicking him at the knees. As Naoya begins to fall, Yuji takes his hand out of his pockets and palm strike his chest, sending him flying as he crashes through the very bridge he once stood on. All of this in 5 seconds, and Naoya was already beaten. Not dead, but beaten. Who was he? Asked Choso. Not sure, but he was after Fushiguro. It's because he's the next head clan, maybe. I don't know, maybe it's some petty shit. Just then he gets a phone call, and it's from Kugisaki, who says to return home because it's time they finally met Tengen. With a nod, he lets Choso know, and they return. They head down into the basement, and there, waiting for them, was every student, well, the important ones. Todo Aoi, Maki minus the scars, courtesy of Yuji's technique coming in clutch, Fushiguro Megumi, Kugisaki Nobara, Panda, Inumaki with both arms this time, Eiso and Kechizu, Masamichi Yaga, Yuta Okotsu, and Yuki Tsukumo. When Yuji and Choso arrive, everyone follows Choso as he leads them through the Star Tomb. It's easy because of his connection to his siblings who are in there. Once they get past it all, they reach a gate that leads them to this vast, empty void. Wait, this is it? Asks Yuta. Ah, damn it, he's rejecting us, shouts Yuki. Well, maybe just me. Yaga says, you promised, Master Tengen. Come out, please. Apologies. They hear a poised voice as, through a crack from this void, a curse-like figure walks in. Their appearance leaves everyone stunned as she welcomes them all. She speaks like a prophet, as if she had met everyone before, but she does leave out Yuki while saying hi. Oh, so you're really just gonna ignore me, huh, Tengen? We've met before this. I felt it wasn't needed, Yuki Tsukumo. Sorry to interrupt, but we have more pressing issues, says Fushiguro. These barriers set over Japan, what exactly are they? You're referring to the Culling games. Tengen explains that the barriers hold regions for the Culling games, which are designed to optimize cursed energy. The game's purpose is for a merger, to merge all of humanity in Japan into a monster that has monopoly on all the built-up cursed energy, and then dip Tengen in there to create an abomination. For what purpose? I don't know, but knowing him, Kenjaku is thinking nothing but something horrific. Kenjaku, who exactly is he? Asked Yuji. He's a curse which has infested the body of Geto Suguru. He's over thousands of years old. He's as much of a master in barrier techniques as I am, and in my current condition, he's better. Current condition? Oh, are you well, I kind of noticed you look like a curse, says Yuji. Is it because you can't die, but you keep aging? Yes, it makes sense you're his vessel. I'm his prison, let's not go too far. What is she talking about? Asks Kugisaki. Yuji says, well, Sukuna literally ate his brother in the womb because he was too weak to survive and their mom was sick, so it makes him literally biologically different from any other sorcerer. and Master Tengen had the same thing happen to them. Well, only in the evolution part. They're vulnerable to curse manipulation. They're no longer human. The moment they realize what this means, their problem only gets worse. And the fact that Sukuna ate his own twin is crazy, but it makes sense considering how evil he is. This man was really just an asshole from the womb. Now, Yuji knows this because he has consumed thus far 16 fingers, as Mahito didn't take any of them from, well, Jutsu Tech, since Kenjaku told him not to because he knew Yuji was more confident in ingesting them and it would only advance his plans faster, so he didn't care. Well, he cares now. Once he gets all 20 fingers, he will understand the connection between he and Sukuna, but that doesn't mean he hasn't already earned the benefits from having Sukuna, as he has his own version of Shrine already. Fushiguro, however, wants to cut straight to the point. Itadori stole the front of the prison realm. How should we unseal it? He asks. Before I tell you, I would like you to promise me one thing. Miyuki, Tsukumo, Yuta, Okotu, and the death paintings. 2 of you from that group must stay here with me. I know the rest of you are going to be quite busy. Yuki says quickly that she'll stay, as does Choso, simply just to stay closer to his siblings, and his other siblings want to stay just because, like, why not? They've kind of missed out on a bit of time. And so Tengen chooses to bring out the prison realm. Well, the back of it. There's a back one? Fushiguro asks. Before Kenjaku found the object, it was outside my perimeters, I believe overseas, and by sealing this rear gate, I hope to stop his plot, but to no avail. Oh, so we can just break... No, it won't work, I'm afraid. Oh, come on, says Kugisaki. Tengen explains that Kenjaku has authority over the sealing of the realm because he had the front, and he kind of augmented it. So the only way to free Gojo would be something like the inverted spear of heaven or that black rope that Miguel used. However, Satoru Gojo destroyed both years prior. What the hell, sensei? Shout the trio. Yeah, I went to Africa with Miguel for more, says Yuta, but there was no more left, no more rope. But there has to be a way, right? Asked Toto. There is. Within the Culling games exists a player that goes by the alias of Angel. Her true name is Hanakurusu. Her technique allows her to nullify all others. Do you know where she is right now? Asked Fushiguro. The colony on the east side of Japan, well, they're all rejecting me, so I had no further information, but clearly, she's not within where I can see. But let me begin my explanation there. The 10 colonies in Japan are connected by a series of barriers that form a line to send humans to the other side. And how long will the games last? Asked Yuji. 2 months should be all that Kenjaku needs. In accordance with the rule they learned from the Culling games, you only have about 19 days to accept being a player lest you die, so it means Fushiguro's sister has only 10 days since, well, it's been 9 days since this whole thing was established. Curse technique removal. Well, players like me are immune, then since I have no cursed energy, says Maki. But that definitely means that they'll die otherwise, says Yuji. People wouldn't be participating in this stupid game if that wasn't the case. Takana. Why is he even doing any of this? Asked Yuji. As I said, I cannot read the human heart. This only angers him further, but more pressing things are currently on the line. Everyone has a job. First, they need to get some extra hands, so Toto, Panda, and Fushiguro are gonna go find Hakari Kinji. Maki will go to the Zenin clan to get some cursed tools. If I get good ones, you could copy them for me, right? Asked Maki. Yuji says, yeah, no problem. Wait, so you can copy any object? Asked Tengen. I can copy things I understand. Haven't really found a limit to that yet. I understand Sukuna's technique already. Oh, I should mention he made a pact with Kenjaku, so he's gonna register automatically if I near any of those barriers, so I'm gonna become a player. Ryumen Sukuna is truly involved, says Tengen. This is starting to make more and more sense. Someone of his character would have loved a challenge like this, and everyone is here to destroy him all the same. It'll be carnage. Not if I have anything to say about it, says Yuji. Well, look who it is, says Naoya. A day later, Maki shows herself at the Zenin home, and she just had to meet Naoya of all people. And she meets his snarky comment with a chuckle. The hell is so funny? Oh, nothing. It's just one attack. As veins bulge across his head, Maki starts walking away, still laughing, and Naoya does nothing because he can do nothing. But she heads to the cursed warehouse, down a flight of stairs, heads to the basement, and along the way meets her mother right as she reaches the door. Maki, says her mother. Her daughter ignores her and just walks past. Maki, come back here. We do not have permission to enter the warehouse. Do you not remember? I got permission from the family head. Come back here. I said come back. Why can't you make me happy? Make me glad I gave birth to you for once. The glow still remains, however, as Maki opens the gates, but she finds her father sitting before the bleeding body of her sister. Ogi Zenin, a man who never once considered his children anything but pawns, and even now this is true. Even incurring the wrath of those who knew her didn't matter to him. He and everyone agreed that no matter what, Megumi, Maki, and Mai must be killed as rebels for trying to free Satoru Gojo. And as they begin their clash, we go to Yuji as he enters a colony and instantly finds himself falling through the skies. That asshole. Yuji quickly scouts everything though, as he's not really panicking, and he's no slouch either, so he takes notice of someone down below waving a flag. He's signaling someone. He must have gotten his technique, so why didn't he just attack? That's why. Like a bat out of hell, a woman flies his way, aiming to blindside him from behind, but in a split second, Yuji summons a glider below his foot, kicks off of it as he spins and throws down a kick into her skull, cracking it and sending her crashing down into a rooftop. As he begins to fall again, he uses his gliders and just slowly starts to float down. In one move, he killed her, says Imai. 5 points gained, said Yuji's Kogane. Shut up. Or you. Yuji stops and turns, seeing a guy with a helicopter blades. Well, just his hair is helicopter blades. It makes no sense. You killed my woman, and you think you're gonna be different? He dives towards Yuji, who claps, and he is instantly squashed as cubes appear and then disappear, showing his mangled body. Yuji then retakes flight as he glides down again and lands before the one who was signaling those people previously. Amai stumbles back terrified, and Yuji begins to glare at him, but not just because he's angry. Have we met before? Tiger of West Junior High? Yuji stumbles on his next words as he tries to regain his bearings, saying that he hates that nickname. Okay, I'm looking for a sorcerer called Higuruma. Know anything about him? Amai nods aggressively, saying that he'll show him because he obviously doesn't want to die. And Yuji follows him. While he follows him, they catch up a bit because clearly a lot of things have changed. And they're heading to Ikebukuro right now. And when they arrive, they find a theater, and Amai tells him to enter. Thanks. Why? Why would you thank me? I know you're not stupid. I helped them attack you. I was going to be fine with them killing you. Without another word, Yuji heads in and would find the theater empty. But there was one person on stage in a bathtub full of water. He approaches the stage and asks, why? Why not? Who are you? Yuji Itadori, and you're Higuruma, right? In the flesh. I didn't know I would end up doing something like this, you know. I did go a bit off the rails in my 30s. Funny, isn't it? Kinda, yeah. That's besides the point. I'm here for your points. Sorry, no can do. Why? Higuruma explains that he wants to see justice done by the standards of the Culling game. Because to him, the world was already in hell before the games even started. This means, no, he will not hand over his points. I want to see this removal of cursed techniques especially. At least once. Fine, then I'll take them from you. Higuruma glares at him and steps out of the bathtub, summoning Judgment and a gavel, saying, I killed before, you know, but killing someone who takes you off, it's surprisingly calming. I wonder how it'll be for you. In a blink, Yuji moves before him as Higuruma is riddled with multiple blows he couldn't track, and he's sent flying through his Shikigami as it reforms and its master crashes into the stage covers, ripping them off. Give me your points. No. He's what, 14, 15, high 16? How is he such a physical monster? I wonder what his technique is. In any case, he's a softie, so Yoik Tenkai, Chubuku Shishi. His world unravels onto this one, trapping he and Itadori in a courtroom as they begin to start a trial. But Yuji ignores this, moving in as he jumps, cracking his jaw with both legs, which angers Shikigami. "No violence is permitted," it shouts. "Fuck you." With these words, the Shikigami is crushed by 2 black boxes, with Higuruma's domain fizzling out as the boxes disappear, leaving behind the deformed manifestation that tries to slowly heal itself. "Give me your points. Whatever you think this is, whatever you think is going to happen isn't. I should know. This game isn't some revelation. It was made by someone who loves to torture people, experiment on and use people. He used me, he used my family, and now he's just going to make you another cog." Higuruma freezes as his heart has been tugged by these words, and if there's one thing he never wanted to become again, it was another pawn in the system. And here, there's this young man who stands making the choices that he wishes he made. God, this is why adults were invented. So things like this didn't happen. Maybe you could be an adult for a second and listen. Kogane, out a rule for me. Moments later, Yuji walks out of the theater as Amai sees him while he sits on a nearby bench. Before he can say hi and ask what happened, Yuji takes to the sky and just disappears. He comes and goes like a storm, just like back then. Now back to Yuji. While he's in flight, he notices someone from afar. Someone sitting on a nearby skyscraper near Shinjuku. He could barely make her out, but maybe this is the so-called angel he was told about, so he goes to talk to them. After he did this, a day passed, and the others entered the game as well. Fushiguro and the others already know of the new added rules, as this was relayed to them the moment they entered, and they all went to the same colonies as in the original, but Fushiguro actually ends up falling from the sky too. He's about to summon Nue when he looks down, seeing someone waving a flag at him, a girl with wings. Anakursu. Nue. He summons Shikigami and glides down as he lands before her on the open road before a stop sign right as it turns red coincidentally, and he unsummons the creature asking, "Are you her, the angel?" "She is." Fushiguro looks behind her, seeing Yuji walk up, and as he runs over, he asks where Kugisaki is. Fushiguro says she's not entering the games. She says that she isn't ready. "Oh, got it. Yeah, it's better that way. When she's stronger, she can join us. No more fatalities. Come on." Together they head to the hangout place Yuji, Hana, and another player occupied. And in that one day, Yuji took over the entire colony, so it was easier for them to get food. "Ah, nice to meet you. Fushiguro, right?" As he sits down, Takaba says that he's heard a lot about him from Yuji. They're in a hotel currently, by the way. "That worries me," says Fushiguro. "Jerk. Seriously though, what's going on out there?" asks Yuji. "For one, Maki-senpai destroyed the Zenin clan." She did? Wait, what happened to Mai?" "So you do know. She died. It unlocked her full power though. Fuck, I should have gone with her. No one ever trusts the Zenin clan for a reason." "So what now?" Hearing a new voice, Fushiguro turns to Hana, startled, and sees her holding her cheek as she nervously chuckles. A mouth, however, slits on that one hand and forms, opening wide. "Stop doing that. As I was saying, what now?" "You're a reincarnated sorcerer?" "She's not exactly that. She's good though," Yuji says. "She doesn't think any of this is right, and she wants it all to stop. I choose to live symbiotically with Hana in accordance with the will of God. The Fallen One has a complete opposite thought, I see." "Fallen One?" asked Takaba. "Ryomen Sukuna. I'm his prison. He's the Fallen One." "Then what are you to us then?" Fushiguro asks. The atmosphere quickly becomes tense, but Yuji says that it's fine. "I'll do what I did at Shibuya and split myself. And I can do it at will now, but this goes deeper than we thought." What is it?" "Sukuna, like I said, he had a twin. Because he ate him, that twin went through cycles of reincarnation until he became Jin Itadori. There's no way. It's more accurate to say that by jujutsu terms, I'm not his nephew, but his son. Since cursed energy considers twins the same person, just like Maki and Mai. This is just a lot to take in for Fushiguro and Takaba, who is the most bewildered right now. However, this Sukuna guy sounds terrible to him, so he says, I'm sorry, kid, you didn't even get a choice. I get a choice now. When your sister gets the chance to leave, I unleash Sukuna, and we end this then and there. You're saying that so casually. It's Sukuna. We're gonna have to fight him at some point. Yeah, but maybe after we release Gojo-sensei. Maybe. Stop saying that. Stop. As he stands, Yuji says that all of this started with their over-reliance on Gojo. They trusted him so much that they let him go in there by himself. I wanted you to know. I just wanted to go in there with him, but I was put stationary. I shouldn't have listened. Whatever happens, we will get him out, obviously, but I want him to tell us that it's okay, that we want to handle it. Or this is just going to happen again. We're never going to change. All right. This has been bothering you for a while, huh? From here, the others are in their own barriers, experiencing what they would have experienced before. This means Yuta beats Takako and Ryu. Maki beats a cursed Naoya with some help. Hakari beats Kashimo and makes a deal with him. But we then see a screen. A screen recounting battles fought, won and lost, shown in the Oval Office of America. There, ministers and influential figures gathered and are shown by Kenjaku the truth of the world. What these figures are watching are battles involving the likes of Yuji, Nanami, Todo, Gojo, Sukuna, and so on. Eventually, the projector turns off. Damn, it was like a movie. Too bad this is in IMAX. Cyrus, the one in charge of environmental management for the US, looks to his president saying this cursed energy we were told of is a gold mine. If we harness it, we need not have to rely on anything subpar for years. Everyone else presents the same argument, honestly, saying that they can just run research on these Jujutsu sorcerers immediately, but the president, of course, finds it immoral. This discussion took place a while back, like way before, as this is how long Kenjaku has been laying down his plan. And this is the event to the beginning of the sorcerer hunt. So that is the end of this part. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As you could tell, I put a little bit of grease in there. I was putting in that work. I hope I did good with the voice acting. I'm really trying to improve on that. I don't know if it's very obvious, but hope you enjoyed it. Next video is coming up. I just got to get my things together. I had to fix my mic. A lot of issues came up. I don't know why they came up, but they did. But I'm glad I figured them out. Like, it took 2 days and I had to buy a new one. It was really annoying. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, all that jazz. And yeah, I'm back, baby. I'm back. See y'all. Peace.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best.